Hello, sir. This is Farai Pascal, and back again. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing great. So, I'm sure this has occurred to you that you're using your phone and then you start feeling like there's a lag, there's a freeze or something, and you see a notification saying certain apps are using power in the background. I'm sure you've experienced this, and the funny part is, in a lot of our relationships, we're experiencing this. Certain apps are using power in the background. Now ask yourself a question. What apps are... In fact, the first question you ask yourself is my relationship experiencing a freeze, or is it experiencing some lag? Ask yourself that question and get yourself an answer. Or maybe you don't know what a freeze is, or you don't know what a lag is. Probably your love life has got some apps in the background that are causing some lag or freezing. So what is freezing? Freezing is like when you just notice that there's just this unusual tension in the relationship, and you cannot pinpoint to where exactly it's coming from, but there's like this unusual tension, and probably and you just feel like there's a burnout, which, like on your phone, you'll find that your battery just goes dead. There's burnout, and there's just too much of unnecessary drama going on, and that's when you know there's a bit of freezing going on in your relationship, and one of you just goes out of the blue and says, I just need a break. I need some space. I need some space away from you. Now when you see this happening, just know like there's some freezing that's going on in the relationship. Or maybe when your phone is experiencing a lag in your relationship, this is when like there's no more sync between the two of you. You're no more finishing each other's sentences. You're no more singing along to the same kind of songs. Like there's just this disconnect that's there between the two of you. To stop this freezing or this lag, obviously because your phone has told you, which in this case, because your relationship has told you, certain apps are freezing or are consuming a lot of power in the background. What you need to do, you need to go to the root. And to go to the root, how do you do this on your phone? You go into the multitasking view, and where you see like all the apps, and then you start like closing all the apps that you're not using. And how do you do this in your relationship? In your relationship, you need to like sit back, ask yourself, what is happening? List all the things that are weighing your mind down. Because at times we go through life, you go from home to work to your date to this. It's like a continuous flow of things, and your mind is just getting so clogged. And you need to sit back and relax and ask yourself, what is really weighing down my mind? What is really stressing me out? Now, what are some of these apps? Some of these apps, number one, it can be past traumas. It's probably that you were abused when you were young, or maybe your dad or your mom left you when you were very young, and ever since then your mind has told you that I can never have attachments for too long. Anyone that comes into my life always has to leave me. So you now feel a sense of rejection is always following you. You don't feel like you're gonna have any relationship with anyone, be it romantic or friendship or whatever. You feel like you don't have any relationship that's gonna last long, simply because from your upbringing, you never had a relationship that was constant for a long period of time. Or maybe you were abused when you were young. You were abused physically, and each time you get into an argument, or you can see an argument coming, automatically your mind goes into this defense mode, and you start feeling like, oh, I'm gonna lose this person, or you already start getting defensive because you feel any argument will always lead to physical abuse, which is probably what you experienced when you were young. Number two, exes. Now, your past relationships were probably your past relationships gave you a bad view of what love is all about, what a relationship is all about. If you never got the attention you wanted in your previous relationship, your mind will always tell you that in a relationship you don't need to get so much attention, because that's what your system is now used to. Or maybe there was always so much tension in your previous relationship such that you are always on the edge, and it's actually not normal for you not to be on the edge. Or maybe you were physically abused by your last 2 or 3 boyfriends, and for you it's normal to actually be physically abused, to be given a slap or to be given a punch. Waking up with a blue eye has become so normal to you because that's what you have experienced in your past relationships, and it's always weighing you down. You're always on the edge because you feel like at any moment I'm gonna be punched, I'm gonna be physically abused. For some, your relationship with your ex made you bitter instead of better, and you now have a sense of feeling inadequate, and because of that feeling inadequate, you always feel like you don't deserve better. It made you bitter such that you battle to feel loved. You battle to have that deeper connection that you're always yearning for in a relationship, and you always shut them out, and you feel like they're not good enough, or you feel like they don't deserve so much of you because in your previous relationship you gave so much of yourself and you did not receive the same thing back. So that's weighing you down in your mind. You feel like, I want to connect deeper with this person, but because of your experiences you don't allow yourself to, and this is constantly, slowly weighing you down. Or maybe you developed a soul tie with one of your exes such that you're failing to love anyone fully. Any guy you meet, any girl you meet, you can't give them your full love because you have that soul tie with your ex such that your mind is always there. Your mind is always comparing them subconsciously to your ex, and you always think that they're not like this, or they don't do this way, or they don't hug me the same way, they don't compliment me the same way. So that's like, you see, such small things, they eat up on you because slowly in your mind you're always feeling like, I'm not in the right relationship, I'm not where I want to be in terms of love. And this is an app that is weighing you down, that is weighing down your mind, and you cannot fully give yourself into this relationship. Number 3, self-limiting beliefs. You've never been loved, or you feel like you are not adequate. You feel like there's more to be experienced out there in terms of relationships, but you cannot find the missing link. You feel like you're probably not you're not beautiful enough, or you feel like you don't deserve to be spoiled. So whenever anyone in your relationship with comes to give you good things, comes to try and spoil you, give you gifts, you actually reject those things because you've never felt that kind of love, and you feel like you're not good enough. So once you've closed all the apps running in the background, watch how your mind clears up and how your relationship becomes much more fulfilling. So close those apps. Just go, swipe them out.